Assalamualaikum and hi. So for today's topic, we will discuss about supply. Okay, the symbol or the short form of supply that we will use is S. Okay. Supply means the producer's ability and willingness to supply or produce at different quantities of goods and services at different possible prices and time range. So this supply means that's how much of a producer or seller willing and able to sell at different prices during a certain time. Okay, the sellers must have ability to sell their product, and at the same time the sellers must have a willingness to sell. That's we call supply. Now let's learn a very important rules, the law of supply. Our law of supply states that when the price of the good itself increases, the quantity supplied for the good will increase. And when the price of the good decreases, the quantity supplied will decrease. For example, let's say you are selling bubble tea. If the selling price is 10 ringgit, you are happy to make and sell more because you can earn more profit. Okay, but if the price drops to 3 ringgit, you might feel it's not worth it and you make and sell less. That's what supply is all about. So, there are positive relationship between price and quantity supplied, which is the higher the price, the higher the quantity supplied, the sellers tends to sell more. But the lower the price, the lower the quantity supplied. This is because of the sellers feel demotivated because of decreasing in the price, and it will makes the profit getting lesser. So this our law of supply is opposite with our demand. Remember, in demand, when the price of the goods goes up, people buy less. But in supply, when the price goes up, the producers will sell more. To show this on a graph, we draw something called a supply curve. And that's what you need to remember. The supply curve will always slope upward from the left to the right, because this is the positive relationship between price and quantity supply. Let's say we have a table like this. Okay, you can see here, as price goes up, the seller is willing to supply more units. Now we will plot this on a graph paper. Okay, on the x-axis, we put quantity supplied. On the y-axis, we put price. Choose a good scale. For price, maybe you can use 2 centimeters, 5 centimeters, with 5 ringgits, or with 5 ringgits scale. But remember, you need to fully utilize your graph paper. For quantity, you can use 3 centimeters, 4 centimeters, with 10 units of scale. Okay, the scale on your price axis is not necessarily same with the quantity axis. You need to make it suits with the table given. Okay, once you had set the scale of the graph, so plot each of the point on the table, connect the dots with a smooth freehand line going upwards. Okay, and label our supply curve with SS, which shows for supply. For quick comparison, just to help you remember. For the demand topics, our demand curve will slopes downward because of negative relationship between price and quantity demanded. For the supply curve, it will slopes upwards because of positive relationship between price and quantity supply. So when you look at the graph, you can immediately tell which one is the demand curve and which one is the supply curve based on the direction.